I have a blocked ear, so let's see if we can get through this video without me driving myself completely bonkers. Kodak Gold 200 is a slow rated film carrying an ISO of 200. This is a daylight balanced film, meaning that you will get optimum results from this film when shooting in the correct lighting situations, which is what I think I did not do for this particular roll of film. So as it stands, I'm not the ultimate fan of this film, but I do need to go through it again, run a few more rolls, test it out in the proper conditions before I can actually have a proper opinion, because everything has been a result of user error. I ran this roll of medium format film, 120 film, through my Yashica 635, which gave me 12 exposures, 12 6x6, those square exposures for that one roll of film. I rated half of my shots at 100, so I overexposed them by one stop of light, and then the other 6, the last half of my roll, I exposed correctly, so I rated those at ISO 200. And in the instance where there's a person in the shot, and I think that is every single image in that roll of film, I exposed under their chin. Next time I do shoot, I will be exposing it correctly. I don't think I benefited too much for overexposing by a stop, so rating my film at ISO 100, but I'll figure that all out over time. So next time they'll all be rated at 200, and whenever I'm in any doubt, I'll overexpose by 1 stop or maybe 2 stops. So my overall opinion from my own photos that I've made with this, the 12 photos that I've made with this, you can say that sure, they do look vintage. The reason they look vintage is because Kodak Gold has been a film of choice for many photographers over the past few decades. So when you look at old photos, when you see things from the past, they have a specific look, and a lot of them will have that Kodak Gold look, which is why when you see a photo that was taken today using film, it can look vintage. But you could say the same thing to some of my Fuji shots that I've made over the past few weeks, and though I haven't shared those yet, I'll throw a couple on the screen here. You could say that those also have that vintage look and that vintage feel to them, but at the very least those are pleasing to the eye. But as I said, these images that I shot with this roll of film on this particular roll, this go was completely user error. So what you're seeing here is totally it's my fault. I didn't shoot in the correct conditions, at least I don't think so. So I'm not going to go through the exact little details of why this went wrong, because I think that might bore you. So instead of boring you through all of that, through the explanations of why I should have read a bit more about this film before I got trigger happy, in short, this film is daylight balanced. It's balanced for any time of day that is between sunrise and sunset. And I think the film is accommodating for the orange in that bright light, the light of the sun, by incorporating maybe some cooler tones. I don't know if I'm wrong with that. I really should have read more before actually making this video, but I think it's accommodating for that bright light. So if you're shooting in the incorrect conditions, you'll end up with some yellow, maybe some green or some magenta, and whenever I tried to correct for that in my images, I ended up with my images being too cool, so too blue. So even though I was shooting with studio lights that are daylight balanced, if I'm not mistaken they are rated at 5500 Kelvin, in the spots of my images that were overexposed, I got this yellow tint over them, and to me that was unpleasing. There's one image of the whole lot that I'm pretty happy with, but that was, I think, pure luck. But I cannot stress enough that this is user error. I need a lot more practice. I need to be more controlled. I have to be more thoughtful about what I'm doing and what film stocks I'm using for which shots. These images I should have completely used outside, like that one image that you saw, which I think is overexposed, which is why it's not great. I think it's still nice. It's Julia, so for me it's a beautiful image, but it could have been better. So I might have first of all overexposed it. A lot more testing to do. So next time that I do have some Kodak Gold, I'll be shooting outside, preferably in a very warm light condition. So not necessarily in the middle of the day, but maybe sunrise, sunset, golden hour, the nice times. But with all that said, let's see if I can convince you to like some of my images despite the way that they look. I have some final notes as well, so before I show you the images, let's get to the final notes. My scanning might be off, and my method of scanning might change over time. And on top of that, if I maybe find access to a flatbed scanner or one of those more professional scanners, I'll certainly give that a try and use that on my old images that I've just made, my more recent images, to compare those results from my own scanning results. So I do think I need to point that out. I'm so relatively new to this that my scanning might be completely off, as I have mentioned in a previous video. I'm going to go ahead and actually show you all these images starting with my favorite one so that you don't click out if you're still here. So this over here is my favorite one of Julia. I don't really know what more to say about that. I'll put the parameters in the shot so that you can see what I shot this at. But this is one where I got relatively lucky. It's not only luck because I was thinking through the lighting, but it was luck because if you look at the one next to it, this one over here, it's the positioning of the face relative to a relatively strong light source, and that made all the difference. This is the first image. I think if you zoom in, it could have been a good image if I hadn't ignored this overexposed piece over Julia's hair over here. If I'd positioned Julia differently so that she wasn't overexposed, I think this would have come out quite nicely. If you zoom in, the skin tones are quite alright in my opinion. This is the second exposure. If I'm not mistaken, I think I exposed for the parts of Julia's face that was in the light, but in the shadow parts of the light. Quite cool. This is the fifth image. I am struggling to get this one to look the way that I want it to. It's got quite a magenta tint and I can't quite get that right. Like I said, it could be my scanning, but it also just could be the lighting conditions. Though if I'm not mistaken, this was close to, it wasn't sunset, but the sun was on its way down. So I'll have to run this again. There's also some green here as well that I don't, it's like a bad mix of magenta and green that I just can't get rid of. Julia made this image of me, which it's just my expression I don't love, so I'm not going to discuss this further. This one over here is quite okay. I don't really have much to say about this one. It's okay. And Julia happened to move just as I was capturing this one, so out of focus. There's also motion blur, and it looks like she's not happy to be there, but she was quite happy to be there, as you can see in this next image over here. Another one of me in which I blinked, and another one of me, which is quite nice. I've been going through a down period of time, and I thought to help me get out of that, I would just take photos, and I also just made some images of me during a downtime, as self-centered as that sounds, but there we go. That's me being sad, and then me posing while sad. That's my first roll of Kodak Gold. I've got no real educational points to share with you because I don't really know what I did wrong, where I went wrong. I've got to shoot a lot more. Well, I think I know where I went wrong. I should have shot outside at golden hour, which might have made the images more beautiful and more fitting, but I'm glad I gave myself the opportunity to test this out. I will be doing it again. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be doing more like this. There will be a lot more of the digital stuff coming up, so for those of you that prefer watching my videos about digital photos, those are still there. I'm still making those. I'm just going on a bit of a fun little, I don't know, kick of time. It's helped me get out of my down period, that's for sure. And I've got a bunch of, oh my goodness, I've got a fridge full of Kentmere and Ilford film that I'm just really looking forward to get into, so there'll be a lot of that as well. I am sweating in this bedroom, so I'm going to say thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the images. As unhappy as I was with them, I hope you did enjoy it. I'll catch you in the next video.